fuck it.
It was so
Whatever.
fun.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, we're not comparing. We're not dissing.
No.
Hey, can I tell the last Machine Gun Symphony story?
Yes.
The last?
Yeah. Then we'll
Oh,
move
I
on.
see the last for tonight.
Yeah,
I got it.
Then we'll move on. And you've heard this before, I know, but a lot of people maybe haven't heard this. And I want to tell the O'Reilly Center story.
Oh, holy
yes.
shit.
I gotta tell it. Yeah, so the O'Reilly or Drury has an alumni event where anybody who's an alumni can come and see. And the alumni council chose to have Machine Gun Symphony and a band that rhymes with Schmimmer Schmorley play. Okay,
Schmember
Schmimmer Schmorley, and they didn't assign an opener or a headliner. They're just like, they're both going to play.
Yeah.
And Southwest AV, God love them, and this will make more sense in a second, comes in and they set up the stage. And because we knew kind of where we were going to be as far as attendance, they set the stage up in the middle of the floor. So we only had basically half the bowl that we needed to fill up, which we did. We ultimately felt it was a great attendance, but I mean, we filled up half the bowl at O'Reilly. We got a full-on stage, full-on production. We're back down in the green room, and I walk in there, and I was like, "All right, guys." I was like, "What's the deal?" Or no, I take that back. We weren't in the green room. This is prior to load-in.
Yeah.
I said, "Dan, boys," I said, "You guys opening or you guys headlining?" And Dan says, "Fuck it. We're open. We're going to go up there. And we're going to do the best show. We're going to blow it out of the water, and we're going to walk off that stage, and everybody's they're going to suck whenever Schmimmer Schmoley starts, and then they're all going to leave.
They're going to have to follow us.
Right.
Follow us.
That's what he says. And I was like, okay. So we end up doing load in. Schmimmer Schmoley put their big tapestry thing up, and I made sure we covered it. And we had the Machine Gun Symphony girls. We had 3 chicks do like a little thing
beautiful
beforehand, right? And then those confetti cannons, and it was a whole big production.
Oh yeah.
And right before we go on stage, Dan comes up to me. He's like, "Hey," he goes, "I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "What, man?" He's like, "Do you forget your socks? You blow a shoestring out? Your battery's out of your microphone? What the fuck?" He's like, "At the end of the show, last song," he goes, "I'm gonna barrel headlong into the drum kit." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "No, I am." He goes, "I'm just going to run across the stage. I'm going to jump up as high as I can." Now, anybody who knows Dan, God love him, he says, "I'm going to jump up as high as I can." About 6-8 inches. He goes, "And I'm going to barrel." He goes, "I'm going to barrel through this drum kit." And I was like, "Do you think this is necessary?" He's like, "It's fucking necessary." I'm like, "All right."
We're opening.
No, right. So at this point, I realized what's happened. Now, they go out. They have a great set. We played 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. It was killer, song after song after song, no bullshit breaks. It was heavy. It sounded good.
It was great.
Everybody's on point.
I was there.
It was great production. Get to the end, Paradise City. Dun, 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 dun. And old Dan drops his mic, takes off headlong at the sprint that he could get in 35 feet, and goes headlong through the drum kit.
Mm-hmm.
Like no shit, 100% commitment.
Yep.
Like up his 8 inches and then across the bass drum, cymbals flying everywhere, snares.
Kurt Cobain style.
Right. They had not killed the mics on the drum kit, so it's like loud and feedback, and it's right. And he gets up and kicks his last cymbal over that didn't fall over and crashes off the stage and walks off, right? And I'm like, well, there we go.
The crowd went fucking crazy.
Nuts. The
Yes.
crowd went nuts. They loved it. Everything was great, right?
Full-blown drum dive.
I have shown that video on this podcast before.
So then, here's where it gets good. So here's where it gets fucking good.
Here's where it
For
gets
you.
good.
Yeah, for me. So at that particular show, those guys didn't have to load off that night. They just got to go back to the green room and be rock stars for a night, right?
Right.
So there was like people there. I don't know who they were. They was taking all the shit off, untangling everything. And the little dude from Southwest AV comes up to me and literally like steps up on a milk crate to get in the center of my ass. And he's like, "What in the fuck was that?" And I'm like, looked like the lead singer crashed into the drum kit to me. He's like, "No shit, Sherlock." And he gave me the "no shit, Sherlock." And he literally
said that.
He said that to me, "No
my
shit,
God.
Sherlock." So I sat there and I was like, "What?" He's like, "You realize we had thousands of dollars of microphones in that drum kit." He goes, "Jesus Christ." He goes, "That's bullshit." I was like, "No, baby, that's rock and roll." Right? And he looked at me and he's like, "Anything's broken, you fuckers pay for." And I was like, absolutely.
Of course.
Knowing there wasn't a penny in the Machine Gun Symphony bank.
We didn't have a bank account.
A fucking penny. And I'm like, absolutely, man.
You bet.
I was like, just get a hold of me. And he's like, okay. So then I left. I go back. We're in the green room. Dan's like, "That was the best thing ever." I'm like,
He's bloody.
No,
He's got-
no. I was like, "Take your shirt off." He's like, what? I'm like, I want to see your back.
Yeah.
Takes his shirt off and literally looked like he either had a crazy horror, right, bang him or a cat attack him. One of the two. It was a train wreck. And I was like, he's like, what'd the guy say? He said, he goes, you guys owe him for any broken mics. He's like, what'd you tell him? I'm like, it was fucking rock and roll.
I was looking for the pictures, and
right.
they're
God
on a different
save the
computer.
queen.
But yeah,
And I think some of the schmonly guys were up in the crowd going like, oh God.
The one that
What are
was
we gonna
like
do?
ecstatic. Seth was amazed. Seth, when Seth was in the band, he was one of the original members, I think, and he was just like fucking cheering like crazy. And I think I didn't see all of them, but he was cheering. He thought it was the best thing ever. And you had cleared it with your drummer too. That's the other thing.
Yeah. I told him.
You told him what was going on, and he you can see on the video he totally dove out of the way before you even did it. It was great. It was so fucking
They didn't
good.
clear it through the AV company.
No,
we
not
did
at all.
not. We did not clear it with AV.
Or through Schmember Schmolny.
Yeah.
I mean,
fuck Schmember Schmolny.
But I mean, I love those guys and
I do too.
everything.
No,
but,
I do too.
You know,
I love them
But
too.
it was so funny how he was like, "No, we're gonna open. We're gonna fucking open."
Yeah.
And there you go. It was so good, and
It was-
the whole show was good. They were good too. But
It was fun. No, they did a great job.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they-
And wasn't there another band? Was it?
Before we played, it was that
70 or no?
it might have been
no.
70 funk or
Sequel Dose.
I think it was Sequel Dose.
Really?
Yeah, remember they came
Because they
in
did a
with
drum
marching
thing?
band.
They had a marching
No,
band.
I was-
This is a different show.
No,
This
it's
is
not. No, it's not.
Are you sure?
it's a
They were
different show.
At the O'Reilly?
Yeah, they
Okay.
opened the whole show, and they came in as a marching band, like with a boom boom, and they had trumpets and trombones, and they marched up, and they did like a 20-minute set before
Completely
Machine
missed
Gun
that
even
part.
played. Yeah,
I
yeah.
apparently was not there for that.
No, they played. It was.
I remember that setting with the marching band.
I think
so
it was
had to
Sequel
be.
Dose.
But I thought there was only two of you that night.
Anyhow.
Anyway,
Dan
nonetheless.
jumped at the drum kit and we didn't end up paying for anything. So long story short, so I see the dude like 2 months later
Oh, boy.
at another show, right? And I'd never got contact. I literally gave him my real phone number, which that was stupid. Knowing now, I would have given him a bullshit number. But
Yeah.
now I gave him my full. Nobody ever called. I see him like 2 months later at another show they had set up for us. So I was like, hey, everything turned out okay on that? He's like, no, everything's okay.
Good.
He goes, it's kind of cool. And that's why I said, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Because when you see it, and the video that I have is terrible. It's on a shitty phone, whatever. But
Flip phone.
it's so freaking loud and it's just all distorted and shit. Yeah. And I run up there, and as I'm running up to the stage, because I knew he was going to do it, I'm running up to the stage, and my video it's awful, but you can see the essence of it. And when he gets up and kicks that last thing over, oh my God, it was so freaking funny.
I tripped over the kick drum. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Pulled it down with the spaghetti of mic cables.
We'll call
Yeah.
it kicked over the last thing.
Yeah, I called it kicked over.
It's cooler that way.
Yeah, no, I did. I hooked you up.
And then you went like this, and the whole crowd just went, wow.
But you need to probably check out those scratches and get a tetanus shot.
Right, no shit.
I was hurt bad.
You had-
Yeah, tetanus shot.
You had blood dripping from a few spots on your back and one big one on your arm. It was not good, but it was so fucking rock
It was
and
the
roll.
damn hi-hat
Yeah.
stand. That thing just sits
That's
there
very-
like
it's
that.
very- it's
That's
very-
basically
it's
what
very
I
pokey.
landed on.
Very pokey.
It's very
very
pokey.
pokey.
Very pokey.
Yeah. No.
I actually told our drummer, he was from Nashville at the time. He didn't live in Springfield, never has. He was driving up from Nashville to do shows for us. And I told him before he even came up, I was like, hey, I've got this idea. Are you cool? And he's like, I'll bring the shitty
kit.
I'll bring a kit that I'm cool with.
That's rock and roll.
I have a kit that I would not be cool with, but I do have one that I'll be cool with. And that's the one he
And
brought.
as far as I remember, nothing got broken.
No.
Except for cuts and bruises on him.
No, it didn't.
I remember
it
right.
didn't break anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
cool.
what's the best still thing about that is I hear this now. I called my drummer like a week before and got that cleared right.
He didn't know all that.
I had Mercy on standby. There was an ambulance outside. And he drops this shit ball on me as he's walking up the stairs to the stage. Oh, hey, tour guy. So anyhow,
I'm gonna
fixing
jump
make
in
a
the drums.
Huge fuck up that you will answer for. Rock and roll. And he's gone.
Nice.
Tune in live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central.
On the Unsung Screamers Facebook page, YouTube channel, and Twitter.
And check out our Unsung Screamers podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Ah!